Joining us now, Chris Clem, retired Chief Border Patrol Agent in the Yuma and Tucson, Arizona sectors, and Art Del Cueto, the Vice President of the National Border Patrol Council. So, Chris, we're talking about security measures in place for countries that they enact to secure their borders, which is not a crazy concept. We've seen it in Israel. Obviously, Jason got a firsthand look at it. But then you compare that to what you've experienced at our own southern border. What can the United States learn from what's happening in Israel in order to protect our own national security interests?
Well, good morning. Thanks for having me. And it was a great report by Jason. He didn't say anything that I didn't already know, and I won't get into too much tradecraft, but I will tell you that this is exactly why we talk about we need the border security apparatus, the walls where it makes sense, the technology, the personnel, and the consequences. Because when we can get that taken care of on the front end, we can start working the intel and working the other information that we receive so we can combat these threats, whether they're over the wall or under the wall. But again, it starts with the premise and the foundation of getting the basic requirements that Border Patrol agents need and the communities along the border need, and that is securing the border through that infrastructure plan that we have implemented, that President Trump implemented, that was basically put on hold under this administration.
Speaking of former President Trump and this current administration, the topic of the border crisis was brought up at the recent debate. Perhaps both of you have seen it. We do have a clip on that. We'll play it, and then Art will go to you on it. Here's that.
We have millions of people pouring into our country from prisons and jails, from mental institutions and insane asylums, and they're coming in and they're taking jobs that are occupied right now by African Americans and Hispanics, and also unions. Unions are going to be affected very soon. And you see what's happening. You see what's happening with towns throughout the United States. You look at Springfield, Ohio. You look at Aurora in Colorado. They are taking over the towns. They're taking over buildings. They're going in violently. These are the people that Xi and Biden led into our country, and they're destroying our country. They're dangerous. They're at the highest level of criminality, and we have to get them out. We have to get them out fast.
A lot of facial expressions coming from the right side of your screen, but there on the left, points being made by former President Donald Trump and what he believes to be the actions of this administration in regards to the border crisis. Art, your thoughts on how that was handled by Trump?
Look, it absolutely, first and foremost, it is a cause of the inactions of this administration. That's 100%. I wish, Kamala Harris would have used some of that facial expressions or the thought process to actually take care of the border itself in the 3.5 years that she's been here, because nothing's been done other than them creating this mess. And when you look at the video, you look and you see he's absolutely right. A lot of these individuals have taken over a lot of towns in different areas, and they're running the drugs. They're running more and more smuggling into the country. And let's look and see why, though. Look, when you start talking about, hey, this administration has caused it, they continue to do it. Nothing. They continue to do it, and nothing has been done. And that is why they're doing what they're doing. These criminals are going around without any consequences. So first and foremost, they're not facing consequences for their actions. Second of all, this administration continues to embolden them and create more and more of a magnet for more individuals to come, because you can sit there and you can say, hey, I'm not the president. I've been the vice president. However, you're the number 2 in command. You're there in that office all the time, and you can most certainly have done something about it, but they've chosen not to do anything about it. And now, less than 2 months before the actual election, they're still not doing nothing about it, but just a bunch of lip service. And Donald Trump knows very well. He's been there. He has lowered the numbers. He lowered them originally with rhetoric alone. And realistically, he didn't change any immigration law. He enforced the law and changed policies to make sure that those laws were enforced. Yeah. This administration has most certainly created the mess we're seeing today.